Oh, I hear a dog barking. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Avini Vibes, and today's November 2nd, 2023. What a beautiful day up here in New York where I am. It was quite chilly. I woke up to a frost today, and I'm a big gardener. And what happened was I knew that the frost was coming, so I ran out to my garden and I picked everything I possibly could pick. I picked the peppers. I picked the hot peppers, which I give away with caution. A red little. I put them in brown paper bags, keep them separate, and say beware. But long story short, got out there last night and got everything out of the garden, which is kind of sad. But we're turning a corner for a new season. Many of you are from Florida. Or from warmer parts of the country, but we're very grateful that you're here tonight for Avini Vibes. And what I want to share with you is just a couple housekeeping. If you're a guest or if you're a distributor, if you'd like to ask a question, or if there's noise in the background, go ahead and mute yourself and just raise your hand, and we'll certainly answer any of your questions. We're always blessed to have Chip with us and Carol over there helping always with the tech. And tonight we're excited because we're going to learn about a new app that Avini has come out with that I know Kyle Helm is in the room with us tonight. And Kyle, why don't you join us and share a little bit with us about, I know you've all worked on this, the leadership team has worked on this for a while, and I found it simple to download yesterday. So I love that app. It's an easy tool. So I want to talk about rituals and making it a ritual. All right, that's our word tonight, ritual. We're going to use our ritual app. So Kyle, welcome. Welcome.
Well, thank you. And okay, if we're gonna make a ritual, everybody needs to write this down, and it is Get Avini Avini app app.com.
Ritual.
Getaviniapp.com. Guys, and as a ritual, right, we want to make sure that every single new distributor or even just a wholesale buyer, when they get started with us, we send them right then and there. Just make them go to getaviniapp.com and it'll take them right to the proper platform to download the Avini app, right? I think one of the things you guys need to understand first and foremost with this app is it is completely free. And that is kind of rare with companies in the direct sales space. They like to charge fees and costs and stuff every single month for tools like this because truthfully, every time we have a new user on the app, it costs corporate, right? They pay per user, but they're not passing that cost on to us as most companies do. We get to reap the benefits for free, which is awesome. And I will tell you guys, we had an app previous to this new app, and it was okay. And I will tell you that our new app is awesome. It just, for lack of better words, it just works. It works how it's supposed to work. It's simple to use. And I will tell you guys, one of the coolest things is when you download the app and you get started, there's tutorials on how to use the app right in there. There's videos that walk you through the basic process of how to actually use the app. It's easy to navigate, clear, you can read everything that's on there. I can't pull it up because you guys wouldn't really be able to see it. Well, I can pull it up, but it's kind of hard to go through here and show you guys things. But I will tell you this. You're going to see it evolve. You're going to see it get better and better over time, obviously. We're looking into, actually, I'm not going to say new technologies, other technology to put into the app that allow us to turn it into landscape mode and just some basic things to make the actual experience better. But we did want to get that out as soon as possible. I would say that myself and Doug and Neil and a handful of other people really for the last couple months have been really diving into this and just trying to make it right. And there was a version of this app, I will tell you that it was ready about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, and Neil goes, nope, it's not right yet. Nope, it's not right yet. And he kept doing that every single week until Neil said, okay, I understand how to use it, so now we can send it to everybody, which is true. But you guys are going to constantly see new material added to it, and everything from it'll go from training on how to build a business to information that you can share, right, to potential distributors or just customers. It's completely, I guess you could say, separated in ways that you can understand. Well, this would be for a customer and this is for business. It's clear as day. And I think that's super important. And that was one of the biggest things that Neil was really pushing for, was will people understand what like how to use the app in the ways that they want to use it? If they just want to share product information with somebody that's looking at maybe Cell Defender or mushrooms or whatever the case may be, right? Can they just do that? Because so many times these apps and tools like this can be just all business focused, which is not a bad thing. But at the same time, what about just sending somebody some information on a product? So you guys are going to see all the white paper and all that stuff eventually, and it's already getting uploaded into the app, which is pretty cool. But you're going to see it evolve. Again, more and more content will be there, but it'll be very simplified and very easy just to use. Anybody can use it. I think that's important. But I will tell you, my favorite thing about the app, guys, is the real-time analytics. Because they actually work. I have used this over and over and over, and to see it happen in real time is really cool. It's not like it's some new breakthrough technology that we get these analytics, but to have the analytics actually work is phenomenal. And what I mean by that is if I send Chip a video right now, I could send Chip a video right now through the app, which is very easy to do, right? It'll say, would you like to text or would you like to email? It'll sync to your contacts on your phone, or you can just grab one or two numbers. You can copy the link and paste it in a text message. It doesn't matter. It's so self-explanatory. But anyway, I could send Chip a video right now. And the second Chip opens that video, I get a notification and an email that says, Chip Littlejohn has opened your video or the link that you shared or whatever it is. And he could start watching that video and stop. And I'll get a notification that says Chip has watched 10% of your video.
Oh, wow.
Right? That's pretty cool to know. Oh, Ed Kowalski, what a slacker. He only watched 26% of my video. I mean, I'm kidding, Ed. I love you. But it's nice to know. And guys, I will tell you, this got me a customer the other day, and I'm not even kidding. I sent out a video, and they opened it, and then they opened it again, and then they opened it again. And I kept getting these notifications that they were opening it but not watching anything. And then all of a sudden, it said, so and so has watched your video. I think it was 25. I think it was 25%. And I was like, okay. 2 days go by. Then it says so and so has completed or watched your video 100% or completed your video, whatever it said. And remember, now it's been like 3 days. So I called, hey, Ed, it's been a while. I haven't talked to you in a few days. Did you get the link I sent you? And I know they just finished the video within 5 minutes, and it's been 3 days. So it was kind of cool because it was like I just snuck right in there because I knew they finished the video, but it had been 3 days. And long story made short, there's a new customer because of that. So it allows us to kind of pay attention to who's watching our material or go into our links, and it helps us with following up, which, as you guys know, is the most important piece of this outside of just the general exposure, right? It's our job to share and expose everybody to what we have, but following up and making sure that they're paying attention to the information we're sending and getting their questions answered and things like that is the most valuable portion of this entire process. So that is probably one of my favorite things, simply because A, it just makes it easier, but B, it actually works. It works so well. And that's an exciting thing. And, talking about tools and things like that, Christine, I will tell you guys, it's so much easier to use the tools at hand. And whether a tool is, putting Chip or myself or Ed or somebody on the phone as a three-way call, like a connection call, that's a tool, believe it or not. But it's so much easier to use tools like the app or three-way calls or the videos or the websites than trying to become an expert, right? It's so much harder to become Rick. Not everybody can be Chip or can be Rick and have that extensive knowledge on the body and how the products interact with cells and this and that. It's so much easier to go, that's a great question. Let me get you the answer. And send them a video real quick, or send them a white paper, or connect them on a three-way call, whatever the case may be, right? More and more and more tools will continuously be developed, right? We're in that stage of the company where, okay, we're up and running, things are going great, it's getting better and better and more fine-tuned every single day. I mean, legitimately every single day. Even stuff is happening right now for 6 months, 12 months, and 2 years down the road. I'm not even kidding you. That's the kind of stuff Neil's doing. So every day it's going to get better. But we're at that stage where it's all creation still, right? The foundation's there, but it's all creation, from the tools to the calls to the trainings to, everything. Everything is still in creation. And I think, the more we can begin to rely on the things that are created and put in place for us, the better everybody's businesses will become, because you have to think about this too. If you're talking to a prospect, if you're talking to a customer, if you're sharing Avini at all, the person, whether they're actually thinking this or it's just a subconscious thing, they're asking themselves, can I do this? Well, I can't say what Chip says. Well, if Chip called me and says all this stuff, oh, I couldn't do that. Right. But all of a sudden, when Ed has a prospect and he connects him to Chip, and that prospect's questions are getting answered, and he's getting an understanding of what, the product is going to do for him or her or whatever the case may be, he goes, well, I can do that. I can connect somebody to something. I can connect somebody to a tool. I could send a video out. And that's a question I ask somebody, or I ask everybody when they give a little resistance when it comes to, well, I'm not sure, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a this, I'm not a that. And I say, well, Carol, can you do what I just did? Meaning, like, could you invite somebody to this call like I just invited you? Well, yeah. Hey, do you think, Carol, you could, just say, hey, that's a great question. Let me connect you to my friend Christine. She can get that answered. And Carol goes, well, yeah. I go, then you can do this. So my point is, connecting people to tools, to different things, can make your life so much easier in this business. The best way I ever had this put to me years and years ago was become a switchboard. Right? Become a switchboard. If you guys remember switchboards, like the old operators too, just connecting one to the next, one to the next. They just keep connecting, making those connections. If you can become a switchboard, become a dot connector, so to speak, right? You can master this business. I mean that, right? Whether your goal out there is to just get anybody and everybody connected to our products and get them healthy, or whether your goal is to build a monster business to replace an income or whatever the case may be, if you can just become a dot connector, that switchboard, you can win. And one of the greatest examples of that is quite frankly one of the top income earners, let's just say that, here in this company. Has anybody ever talked to Dave Johnson? He doesn't do anything himself. He connects everybody to everything. And I mean that with like the most, that it's the, I mean that with nothing but respect. Like, it is the coolest thing I've ever seen when you have somebody that understands network marketing and products better than most people on this planet. And you can go, hey, Dave, how do I order my product? And he'll go, oh, you know what? That's a great question. Golly, hold on one second. Hey, Ed, I've got John on the line right now, and he's asking how to order product. Can you tell him how to order product? Of course, Dave knows how to do that, but he will connect somebody to tell somebody else to do that. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And the point is, he's teaching people to use tools. He's showing people you don't have to have all the information. You just have to connect, right? It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've seen Dave Johnson, and if he calls you, by the way, he's got somebody on the phone. Right? So if your phone is ringing and it's Dave Johnson, be prepared. He's connecting you to somebody. I promise you. But I have seen him literally do a three-way call for a prospect he's speaking to with somebody that's only been in the business 1 or 2 days. Hey, Carol, I know you just got started in the business yesterday. Can you talk to my friend Christine? She's really interested in what's going on. And he'll make Carol do the three-way call, and she's been in the business 24 hours. It is the craziest, coolest thing I've ever seen. But again, he's making connections. He's connecting dots. He's becoming a switchboard. And there's a lot of reason behind that. So when it comes to, again, sharing, and I know I repeat myself, but I do that so you guys don't forget what I say. When it comes to sharing this information, use the new app, right? Go to getaviniapp.com, get that new app, use the tools available, use your connection calls, use the websites. Use the things that are provided, because I promise they wouldn't be provided if it wasn't designed to make your life easier. I hope that makes sense. So that's kind of my rant on making connections and tools. And the last thing I want to say, and I'm going to make a plug real quick, guys, we have our next event coming up, right? 6 months, April 26th, 27th, Las Vegas, Nevada. You guys got to get there. No matter what, everybody's got to go. This will be the biggest, coolest event. If you missed the last one, which was amazing, you didn't see anything yet to what's coming in April. I promise you that. But here's what I want you guys to know. We're doing, I forgot exactly what we called it, like a early, super bird special. From here until
Egg. Called an egg.
12:31. What was that?
It's called an egg.
Yeah.
It's the egg.
Egg.
We're gonna run a special. Corporate is gonna run a special for us to get our tickets for $99 or $169 for a couple, and that goes until 12/31, right? December 31st. After that, they're gonna go up to the normal early bird price. So, I'm not even going to tell you what the normal early bird price is, because the only price that matters is the early bird price, which is between here and December 31st. Again, it's $99 for one person and it's $169 for a couple. Guys, we should really take advantage of that. We need to get our teams there. And there's some pretty cool statistics on what happens to your business when you bring team members from your business. And it's been proven over and over time again that every single person that shows up, I'm not going to give you the exact number because I don't want to misquote it, but it dramatically impacts your business and your income based on getting people to events. And guys, it's not because the event necessarily, you get exposed to a new product or maybe a specific training. It's the magic that happens in the conversation. It's the magic that happens outside with your team, in the hallways. I can't tell you, Of course, I spent time with Joe, and of course, I spent time with Ed and Chip and everybody that was there. Mary Ann, right? I see Mary Ann on here. There's little pieces of conversations that happen just at breakfast, or walk into the next meeting, or whatever the case is, or just sitting around a dinner table that, quite frankly, will change your life forever if you allow it to. But if you're not there, you miss those things. So, guys, I encourage all of you to get there. I encourage you. This isn't, you got to realize this isn't a money-making thing for the company. Like, get there, right? Get there. Get your tickets early. Because, again, one of the greatest tools you could ever have is an event, truthfully, right? What it does for you, for your team, your belief, your excitement, everything can change for you. So get the early bird special, show up, and make sure you go to the getaviniapp.com and get your new app, guys, because I promise you it's worth it, and it works phenomenal, and you will love the analytics. So there we go. I'll hand it back to you, Christine. I can jump in if you want me to.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. So I see that some of you just joined us. We had Kyle Helm share with us a little bit about some tools and the new app that's available on your phone. Very, very simple. Download it, Avini Advantage. Very, very simple. It's a tool. And I want to share a quick story of what happened to me. I think Google might listen to us, right? Or somebody spying in the world. So I use the older app, and I dripped on someone that I know. She works for the court systems, and I shared it with her, sent it from the old app, which I love. The old app, I just love that too, because I could send the recording, send it to her. And then she shared with me, she said, wow, the word zeolite came up on my phone. And she said, I thought of you, Christine. So I had been dripping on her, ritual. I used my ritual of dripping on her. And she said, zeolite came up and I thought of you, Christine. Usually people see a horse and they think of me. But she said zeolite. She thought of me. She says, I think I need to order that product. And she ordered the product. So it was all of that ritual of dripping, using that app to share and educate her that she now became a customer, and she is on she's on the fiber and started with the product. So I'm going to see her this weekend. So there's an example of, you just never know, using the tools, sharing, and let them make that ritual, that connection with you, because you're the one that is sharing the information with the person. So with that, yes, I'll be in Vegas. I was supposed to be on a plane tomorrow morning. We had tickets tomorrow, leave tomorrow morning to go to the Jets and watch the Raider game. We bought tickets about 7 months ago. Won't happen again for 4 more years, is what I know. But we gave the tickets to my nephew who lives in Las Vegas. He's a sports announcer, so he will be there. Well, but we will be there in April for sure. And Suzanne, I know you're coming with me. Suzanne and I missed out on the conference this year just because of some unexpected things, but we will be there for sure. But with that, I want to welcome the new people that joined us tonight. And if anybody would like to share an experience of a tool that they've used, please do. I'm babysitting a dog, so you hear him barking, so I will mute, and then anyone else would like to jump in and share, we would really appreciate that.
Yeah.
About it. Carol, go ahead. I'll
Yeah.
mute. My dogs are
Okay.
barking.
Yeah. So one of the things that I'd really like to share is, when you bring people into Avini, it's not just you that they need to know. They need to know the family of Avini. That you need to, one of the things that's really making a difference in my teams is I'm getting people connected to Kyle and to Ed and to other people so that they don't feel like it's just me that's Avini, that there are many people that can support them and reach out to them and check on them. Christine, she now knows lots of my people on my team because I want to make sure that it's not just me. And it feels good to not have all that responsibility and have them be able to feel like they're connected to more than just the person that sponsored them. And so, yeah, I really hope that when you bring people in, call up, do a 3-way call and say, hey, I want you to meet somebody, because it really does make a difference. It made a huge difference for Nikita. And I don't see her right now, but oh my gosh, she came back and she sponsored somebody and she now has a customer. And so Chip, meeting Nikita at the conference. Wow. She is on fire now. And so it does make a big difference and that's what she said. She said, I feel like I know so many people now. So it was really, really cool. Yeah.
And that is Dr. Nikita. Yes?
Dr. Nikita.
Dr. Nikita. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having her actually as a guest, because although she's new, I like the fact what Kyle was just sharing, that what Dave Johnson does, right? He just puts people together when they're new. So sometimes I think we get stuck in the fact that you have to know everything, but you really don't have to know. I found when I got involved on my, I'll call it my ignorance or my excitement, it's enthusiasm, why people really want to. Kyle shared this with me. He said, just tell your story. Tell your story, right? Tell your story. Told my story, and boom, 13, 14 people are coming in the business like this, like Carol too. Just share your story. Does anybody else want to share a little bit? Have a story to share with us? Ed, you got your hand up. Go ahead. I'm going to mute. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah, it's funny because when Kyle got up on stage, he Neil told him just go and talk. He's like, well, what do you want me to say? And this is where Kyle's at his best. He said, I don't know, tell your story, and then kind of tie that into how you build your business, right? Tell me if I'm getting this right, Kyle. But so Kyle gets up there on stage, and I'm sitting next to Carol and Bill Spence in the front row. And I'm looking down the second row and I'm seeing Chip and Marcy, and they're watching Kyle. And Kyle got up there and started to tell a story. And I've heard the story, but it gets better and better over time. And every time it's this like, it almost wants, you want to cry because it's about his family, it's about his kids, about being on the road, 38 countries, and being a rock and roll drummer and missing the first steps of his child and then seeing her at the airport. And I'm looking at, and the whole time Chip is writing, looking up, writing, looking up. And Kyle said he had 30 minutes. He had no idea, no time or anything. And he got off stage. He said, dude, I did 29 and a half minutes. I didn't even know what time it was. And then Chip comes over and we're together. And Chip says, why do you have to make me cry when you do that speech? So it was so emotional. And it was such a perfect way. And like we talk about, tell your story, Christine, he told his story And then he tied that brilliantly into how this can result in your business growing. Because every rank we get, every place we get to another level, all that is somebody else got blessed, another person got blessed, another story. And I will tell you, there are two ways that people kind of get things done, I guess, maybe motivation versus inspiration. So when you look at motivation is great. That's like you can make somebody run through a brick wall for a time. They get inspired. You give them little blocks of time. Hey, get this goal by doing this, and then do this. All right, let's go for that. Let's go for that. But inspiration is what you want. Inspiration is where it's ingrained in you. It's a belief. It's a value. It's something that you believe in. It makes you feel good to do. So somebody doesn't have to knock you over the head and say, "Hey, man, you need to get going." It's like, no, I'm already there. Like Nikita, like everybody on this call. So it's like I look at it and say, this is a privilege, and I'm so inspired because of the call I got yesterday. That I can't tell you the calls I got in the last week. I mean, pink eye gone in a day from Nano Silver. Boom. I don't know about that, but it just keeps you going because it's like you're doing the right thing. You're blessing people. It's just how many can we get to? There's not enough hours in the day. But back to your point, Christine. Just tell your story. You don't have to make it difficult. Just tell why'd you get in, why'd you say yes, like Kyle said at conference, and then just let them go ahead and go from there, and then support with the tools and the app and all those other things. So what Dave Johnson does is brilliant. I didn't know the depth of what he did or how he does it, but that's brilliant. This is such a good call for me too, because I'm learning every day. But thank you, Christine.
Hey, I'm going to jump in real quick on that note, Ed, and for everybody. Next week, I think Tuesday, they're having the meeting to figure out exactly how they're going to do it. But all the content, the photos, and the videos of each speaker from the event should be released probably towards the end of next week, just to give you guys an idea. So, now that we're done, they've done the editing and all of this, the content's been put together and chopped up and done whatever they're going to do to it. Keep your eyes open because, again, tools, right? We're talking tools. The speakers from the event, the trainings, that everything will be available here very, very soon. We got word of that this morning that it's all done, and they just have a little thing to do Tuesday, and then it'll all be released. So keep your eyes open because that's another great tool, or lots of tools, I should say, that'll be coming your way.
Right.
Wonderful. Good news. Chip, do you want to jump in and share anything? You're awful quiet. We want to hear from
wonderful.
Chip.
Yeah, it's really wonderful to listen to you guys. And it's great to hear what Ed and Christine and Carol and everybody has said already. And of course, Kyle reminds me about why I enjoy my Kyle time. But I had a little observation. Everybody's been talking about Dave Johnson. Interesting thing, he was sort of forced into that working with the brand new people thing, because if you're Dave Johnson, go look for your upline. There isn't any, so and I think it turned out great for him. It was the same way wherever he's been. I think he was the first guy, non-Japanese guy to come to America with Nikken all those years ago. So there wasn't anybody. And so and I've observed this, and I haven't ever really wrapped words around it, but he begins treating his brand new people like they're his experienced upline, because that's who he's got to work with. Well, guess who they turn into? It's like the old deal with treat your wife like a queen and she'll turn into one. That kind of a thing. And you treat your brand new people as though they're the experts, and I'll be darned if they don't turn into it. And he was forced into doing it because there wasn't anybody else to call. But then he's turned it into what you've heard tonight. It's an art form for the guy. And what a compliment to have your sponsor call you and have you be the expert. Well, what's one thing for sure? The last line in Kyle's story, and that is, why did you join?
Share your story.
That, right? Tell them why you joined. Hey, here's my friend. Tell them what you saw, why you joined. And then you're off onto your story, and the story just keeps going tick, 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 tick. Oh, that's why they joined. I have to say, and I'm going to tell this real quick. second network marketing thing I ever went to. And it was up here in Nebraska, a little hotel just down the street from here. Cowboy from Shadron had sponsored us, in the magnet thing all those years ago. Went to one of them, and then, I thought I'd go back the next week, And so I go in, and it's a blizzard. This guy lives 100 miles away in Shadron. He doesn't make it to the meeting. There's a bunch of people in the room. It's kind of a lynch mob thing. And they said, well, we want to do something. And, somebody's got to stand up and do it. So I got, railroaded, whatever you want to say. And so I knew nothing about nothing. So what did I do? I just thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find out what I want to know. And I just went around the room and I said, would each person please tell me why you're here tonight in the middle of a blizzard? Still the very best meeting I ever put on, I promise you. You cannot do better than to go around the room and ask everybody, why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
So why don't we do that? Let's just start. Carol, why are you there in 30 seconds? Everyone, why are you there? 30 seconds. Go ahead. We'll start
Why
with
am
you.
I here?
Why are you here tonight? You could be doing something else.
Because I wanted a cleaner, healthier body that fixes itself. Thank you.
Hey, Alan, you're next, and Eddie, you're to follow. Alan, unmute if you would. Why are you here?
I'm here because I love you people. I love the stories. I love what we talk about. It builds me up. And then if I'm built up, I can help build somebody else up.
Thank you, Alan. Eddie, you're next, and Suzanne to follow. Eddie, unmute, please. Why are you here? You're muted.
Sorry. I was caught up in Alan. I'm here because I knew that I had to find a way when I went through something 2 years ago, almost to the day, to I just knew my body had to be clean. And then when Kyle got with me, back in January, that was it. That was like, okay, now I know I've got an army inside. Now I know that even if I don't do all the right things with my diet, that I still have protection. And so that was my security blanket. And Suzanne is the first call I made from Mayo Clinic on October 14th, 2021, to get me on the right road to detoxing. But then Avini took it another step further. And now I'm good. That was my reason. Thank you, Kyle.
I love that you just said you have an army inside, those little zeolites. God bless you.
Right.
All right, Suzanne, you're up next, and then Marianne, you're up after Suzanne. Why are you here? Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate so much the heart of everyone I listen to when I get on. We all know the value of products and the extreme importance of detoxing the body, because we are bombarded on a daily basis with many things we are not even aware of. So it's extremely important.
Thank you, Suzanne. Appreciate that. Marianne, you're up, and Nikita's to follow. Marianne, you with us? Can you unmute?
Yes, I did. I am here because the products help me with my breathing. I had asthma, and I know that they will help people with other things also. So I'm just here to help people with their health. I just really enjoy all the products, and I love the Avini family.
Thank you, Marianne. Where are you from?
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Nikita, you're up, and Joe to follow. Nikita, we talked about you earlier. You're going to have to listen to this recording. We spoke of you.
All right, thank
so
you.
You're a beautiful gal.
Thank you. I am here because I've seen how Avini actually works in human lives. So my mom, actual proof. I mean, to a point where she was hiding Avini from me, wouldn't let me taste it because she was like, "You can't get any. I don't have any more yet." To the point where I have a 13-year-old who hounds me for his drops daily. Like, I know actual proof, and I need information and resources so that I can be the gas to get it to other people. So that's why I'm here, to make sure that I'm prepared, so that when the call comes that I need to, let everyone know what's going on, that I can fulfill that mission and speak effectively.
Well, I'm look forward to meeting you in April in Las Vegas. Hopefully we will all be
Woohoo!
together. There you go.
Yes.
Thanks, Nikita.
Yeah, Nikita.
All right, Joe, you're up, and then we have Debbie, you're next, okay? Hey, Joe, why are you here? You unmute, Joe. You're still muted. Hit that little
Got it.
mute.
There you go.
Okay, got
Hey,
it.
Joe.
One word, simply, Kyle.
There you go.
All right, we got it. We get that one. That's because he's a good drummer.
He's a good drummer. I like to listen to his music.
Excellent drummer.
From a product point of view, I had experience with a zeolite inferior to ours, of course, that dropped my creatine almost 25% when I was still on dialysis. And even though I've had a transplant, it's still something I'm concerned with, because basically you're working something, and if you can get less toxicity going into the filter, which is your kidney, basically, the less work it has to do. I only have one because they only give you one in a transplant, so I've already dropped my creatine level, which is a benchmark, by close to 20%, and so my doctor's extremely pleased. Of course, he's curious about what I'm doing. So we're building up the story to get a really demonstrable number that will blow his mind, and then we'll come out a bit more discussion with him. But Kyle, number one, because I believe in him. Number two, the products, I believe in them. And then the other issue is the fiber. I was with Rexall for 30 years. The product that Rick developed back then, which is 30 years old, this one's significantly better. And so making it better, some of my customers that you would probably recognize if you're over 21, C. Everett Koop was one of my customers when I was with Rexall. For those of you a little bit younger, he was a former Surgeon General of the United States. And I have a testimonial letter that said, this is the best thing to lower cholesterol I've ever seen that's natural out there. How about Dave Koppel? Oh, not Dave Koppel. Who was the news host?
Oh, yeah, Copper.
Ted
Yeah.
Koppel.
Ed Koppel.
It
Ed.
was Dave. He was
Yeah.
one of my customers also. One of my other customers was the physician on call for the President of the United States when he was in Northern California.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so in terms of the legacy that I have with the fiber and the personal experience with the actual cell defender, it's a combination that's hard to conceive that it's so perfect. And so my excitement is that it will be something that'll be wonderful for many, many, many people, and will help a lot of folks and have a good time doing it.
All right. And that was
Thank you,
awesome.
Joe. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. I didn't know all that about you, but thank you so much for sharing your experience, and God bless you with your kidney and what's going on, your healthy life.
Thank you so much.
Debbie, you're up. And then let's
How are
see.
you?
Okay, so we have another Marianne. I don't know who that is, but Marianne, the other Marianne, you're going to be after Debbie. So Debbie, welcome. Why are you here?
Well, are you kidding me? You know my sister.
I knew you were going to say
That's an
that.
easy answer.
Carol.
There's no no. But then I got diagnosed, and now I have a thing that I'm dealing with, and we're going in that direction. So that's why I'm here.
Amen.
And I believe in it too now. It's just not my sister.
Right, right. Sometimes it takes a sister that never
Yeah.
takes no, right?
Yeah.
Because she loves and cares for you, and that's why I'm really proud and excited to hear about how well you're doing. So thanks, Deb. I
Yeah.
know it wasn't easy for you to jump on and do that, but thank you for doing that. Marianne, are you still with us? The other Marianne? Not Marianne Holder. We have another Marianne. Do you want to jump on and say hello and why you're here? Nope, I guess not. All right, so I have a 845, a phone number, 234-1398. I'm not sure who that is. That could be Amy, or if you'd like to step up and share, we'd love to hear why you're here. And if you're too shy, that's okay. It's okay if you don't want to speak up tonight, that's okay, because I'm going to defer to Kyle and Chip. Kyle, you're next, and then Chip to follow, and we'll close with Chip. How's that, Kyle?
That works. I'll tell you what, Christine, you said you didn't know that about Joe. Joe has one of the coolest stories, and when I say story, it's his life. When you think you've heard a cool story from Joe, Joe will come back and tell you another story, and it blows your mind. For those of you guys that don't know, like Joe invented the Big Gulp, like from 7-Eleven. Everybody knows what the Big Gulp is. I mean, we could go on and on for days. Anyway, I'm here, guys, because I want to get to know all my friends that I'm going to retire with on the beach. I got to know all you guys, right? But no, really, you know, I have a mission, and that's to just change a lot of people's lives the way mine was changed. You know, it started off, I got involved in network marketing because I wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. And fortunately, because of this industry for 13 years, I've been a stay-at-home dad with my kids. And I want other people to understand what they can do with this, what the possibility is with this. And our goal, my goal, is to educate and teach people and get them to a level where they can do whatever it is that they want to do with those that they want to do it with. And fortunately for us, guys, we get to do that just through delivering health. I mean, literally, we get to deliver health to people. You know, we can really, really impact a lot of lives in so many ways, from physically, financially, and it would be a very selfish act for me to not be involved anymore, knowing what it's given me for the last 13 years. I'm a lifer. I'm a lifer. This industry has been amazing, and Avini came along, and now it's been incredible. And the future is bright. And again, I just want to get to know all my friends that I get to retire with on the beach. So
I love it. I love it. We're going to the beach. All right, Chip, you're up. Chip, why are you here?
Oh, well, it sure has to do with the people, that's for sure. And I was, you know, involved in sponsoring a lady that was 87 this month, or this last week. And you know, a lot of her friends have died off. I said, well, you know, who are your remaining friends? And I said, where do they come from? And she said, from my network marketing friends. And I mean, truly, we get as close, you know, as anybody in families, I think, because we're working on, you know, the serious issue of the day. It's not just, hi, how's the weather? You know, these things that we do together are spectacular. But for me, the thing that's probably a little different about me, you know, yeah, I'm a product guy, the classic network marketing product guy. So fascinated with living things, what makes us more alive. That certainly has a lot to do with it. And I found out that in network marketing, you get to know the coolest, neatest, newest stuff first. And if you do, because nobody else knows anything yet, you appear to be smarter than you actually are. And I thought, well, that's useful. So that's kind of that's me.
Oh, I just love it. Well, thank you, Chip. Thank you for stepping up and taking that responsibility and sharing your love and your spirit with us. I just want to tell each and every one of you how excited I am and how grateful that you're all here tonight. We will all be together hopefully next week, because we have a very special guest speaker. Next week, we're going to have Chip's. Should I say your better half? No, your other half. How's that?
No doubt. The way it
Chip's,
works for us, I make friends, and she helps to create income. I mean, she
yeah.
really is focused on the you know, she can do it all. Marcy can do it all. There's no doubt about that. She's got one of the great stories. But what I hope she does with you, and Kyle's also great at this, for every product purchased and every dollar spent, she wants to see the most come back to you guys possible. And she focuses on that organization, that effort. And she's tough. I mean, she can be tough. I asked her, you know, a couple of times, I says, why do you have to be so tough? And she says, everybody wants to be cute and cuddly, but somebody's got to be tough. And maybe because of that attribute, you know, Neil was comfortable having her beside him, you know, in the role that she's in. Because, you know, sometimes you have to be tough. And, you know, we want to keep this thing like it is. That's how we want to keep it. And it is like it is, which is remarkable. So, yeah, I thought it would be great for you guys. And my guess is it'll give you a lift, and you'll get ideas, and you'll start thinking, oh, well, gee, I should set a goal and go get it. My guess that's kind of what you'll think. And with the tools that Kyle just laid out for you, the switchboard concept that he brought out tonight, those are great ideas. So thank you guys. I do have a special place in my heart for this group and Thursday nights, and thank you for coming back. And I kind of jokingly told somebody they invited me once, but I go back every time. Yes. So I apologize for that.
No,
Okay.
no apology necessary, because honestly, Carol and I talk about you before you ever come on. We're on here early and we talk about you all the time, and we're so happy that you join us every week.
Yeah.
And we
Right
say
back
we
at you.
with
Right back at
respect.
you. I get a lot from this group, and I'm so tickled that I know you. I mean, like Dr. Nikita walked up to her in the crowd, and I know her. It's cool. Now I know her in person. So that's really special stuff.
Yeah.
Alan, we got to get, there'll be a day for Alan too, and I understand that he's playing the caregiver role. I've done that. It's not an easy part of your life, and it once again, that's part of you treat your wife like a queen and she'll turn into one, and you can tell the way he'd be treating his wife, and the people that join him will get that same treatment, and they'll literally turn into what you treat them like, I believe.
Yes.
Yep,
Well,
that's it.
Well said. Everyone, thank you. Great to hear.
Wait a minute.
Alan,
Go
Alan
ahead,
has his hand up.
Alan, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have one thing I'd like to share with you. See if y'all can
Sure.
see this. This is my Avini business card, and this is my story. Actually, it's Barbara's story.
Aw.
It is a narrative. So what I'm going to do with this, I've got, I don't know, a dozen or so of these printed up, and I'm going to pass them out. Rather than giving somebody a business card, I'm going to give them a business card with a story with it, and we'll see where it goes.
Amen.
Amen. Well, that's it, right? We're going to all find our ritual, whatever that might be, pass it out, share. We're all going to use our gifts, our talents, and our responsibility to share. Let's all make a promise to each other. Next week, we bring somebody to our call. Next Thursday night, let's double the efforts here tonight. So let's all make a promise and get people on our call too, because this is good stuff and we don't want to keep it to ourselves. And we got Marcy next week. So
I had to say one quick thing about Joe before we let Joe off the hook.
sure.
He did the big gulp for a career. He's doing a Avini for penance.
Oh, right. I get it. I get it.
Oh, Joe.
Wow. Joe, I look forward to seeing you and meeting you in person, okay? All right, everybody. Keep Avini vibing on a positive note. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing. And let's go out and just be positive.
And this recording will go up into YouTube, and I'll send the link out to Christine and she can get it out to everyone. Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys. Bye.